Ken, you look like you have a survivor suit on today. You going out fishing or something?
All right, directors, good to see everyone today, and I appreciate everyone showing up for this, which should be a very brief meeting. But I want to begin by acknowledging that we're meeting today on the traditional unceded territories of the Comox First Nation, the traditional keepers of this land. And as always, we will read one of the calls to action, which is number 59, Church Apologies and Reconciliation. We call upon church parties to the settlement agreement to develop ongoing educational strategies to ensure that their respective congregations learn about their church's role in colonization, the history and legacy of residential schools, and why apologies to former residential school students, their families, and communities were necessary. And with that, we'll move to the business today. There are reports, and I'll pass the first one over to our CAO, and these are statutory approval of the housing initiative bylaws, a couple of very small amendments.
Great, thanks, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the board for coming together in this special meeting. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Jake Martins, our General Manager of Corporate Services, to introduce the report, and we're available for any discussions you might have, questions you might have. So Jake, over to you.
Thank you, James, and through the chair to the board. Attached to this agenda is a report concerning this proposed change to the two bylaws that were given readings at the October 22nd regular meeting. Those two bylaws are bylaw 850, being emergency shelter and supportive housing land acquisition service establishment bylaw number 52, 2009, amendment number 1, and bylaw 851, being Comox Valley Homelessness Support Service Establishment bylaw number 389, 2015, amendment number 1. As the board is aware, service establishment bylaws must follow a strict statutory approval process. And in this case, following 3 readings, the bylaws must be approved by the inspector of municipalities. The bylaws were forwarded to the inspector, and their staff came back and identified a slight clerical or grammatical error that they have asked to be corrected prior to the approval being granted. So we've attached the bylaw with the removal of the term sense from both of those bylaws. And should the board then rescind those readings and grant an amendment to the bylaw, we will then forward it back to the inspector for approval with the intention of then conducting an alternative approval process early in the new year. With that, Mr. Chair, I'm pleased to answer any questions.
All right. Any questions at all on this sensible amendment to this? Okay, moving receipt. That's an excellent move. Does anyone care to second that? Okay. Anyone opposed to receipt? And that carries. There are 2 recommendations.
Recommendation 1.
Moved and seconded. Are there any questions at all on recommendation 1? All right, seeing none, any opposed? And that carries. And there's another recommendation. Thank you. Okay, moved and seconded. Any questions on this recommendation? Anyone opposed to the adoption of this recommendation? Oh, Director Grant? Oh. Okay, I just want to make sure. So anyone else opposed besides Director Grant? Okay, and that passes. And seeing no other business, we can move termination. Okay, moved and second. Any opposed to termination? Great meetings. We should do it like this every time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chair.